Hello everyone, this is Shashikant. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm excited to share a special project I worked on during my final year at Sir JJ School of Art. The first step is creating an aquatint print is to cut the zinc metal plate to the appropriate size. Once the sheet is cut, I make sure the edges are smooth and the surface is clean, free from any dust and grease. This ensures a clean and precise print later on. I'm cleaning it with Rosin. The metal sheet polished. The next stage is to apply the first coating. For this, I use a brush to apply a layer of black Japan, a traditional black lacquer. This coating creates a base layer that helps protect certain areas of the plate during the etching process. It's important to apply it evenly for a consistent result. With the zinc plate prepared, the next step is to decide on the design. I have already sketched out my composition and now it's time to transfer it on the metal. Using a glass marker, I carefully draw the design directly on the plate. Once the sketch is in place, I press over those lines using a sharp pointed needle or any precise tool. After carving out the lines with the needle, the next step is to protect the back side of the plate. I apply tape along with the edges and cover the back of the zinc plate. This tape acts as an insulator, ensuring the acid doesn't etch the back side of the plate during the etching process. Now it's time for the etching process. As you can see, some students have already dipped their plates in the acid tray. There is still some place, but I need to shift these other plates around to make some room for mine. At this point, I realize I need a feather to stir the acid. I step out to find one, as it's an important tool for the stage. The feather helps to stir the acid and remove any bubbles that form on the surface. The small air bubbles can interfere with the etching process, causing some areas to not etch properly. By gently stirring with the feather, I ensure that the acid works evenly across the plate. After the lines have been properly etched, it's time to remove the plate from the acid bath. I carefully take it out and immediately put it under running water. This step is crucial, as the water helps to wash away any remaining acid on the plate. Removing the acid completely ensures the etching process is stopped and prevents any further unwanted etching. Once the acid has been rinsed off, the next step is to remove the black Japan coating that we applied earlier. For this, I use kerosene. The kerosene helps break down the black Japan, allowing me to clean it off the plate without damaging the etching lines. After removing the black Japan, next step is to carefully peel off the tape from the back of the plate. I clean the plate thoroughly with kerosene and remove any remaining residues. Following that, I wash the plate with the water and soap. This final cleaning step is crucial as it helps remove any oil or residue during the plate is completely ready for the next stage. For the Aquatint process, we need to spread a fine layer of Arabic gum resin powder evenly across the plate. However, the powder we had has already been used, so I need to grind more resin myself. To do this, I am using an empty bottle, much like a rolling pin used to make chapati. To crush the resin into a fine powder, I'll use a thin cloth to carefully sprinkle a fine, even dust layer onto the surface of the plate. This delicate dusting is what will give the print its characteristic texture. After sprinkling the fine layer of resin powder onto the plate, the next step is to set it. To do this, I carefully heat the plate. It's important to be cautious here, not to overheat or burn the resin. The goal is to gently melt the resin so that it adheres to the plate, creating a textured surface for the etching process. At this point I realized we didn't have enough tape left for the next round of acid etching. The tape is essential to protect specific areas. Now it's time to work layer by layer. The key is to achieving different tones in the print is to control how long each part of the composition is exposed to the acid. The longer the acid etches, the darker the result. So I start by applying a layer of black Japan to the areas I want to keep light or white. This protects those parts from further etching. It's a careful, gradual process where I block off an area I want to preserve, exposing only the part I want to get darker. This way I can build up as many as layers I need, keeping in mind how the acid will affect each section of the design. After completing all the layering and ensuring each section has been properly etched, it's time for final cleaning. I remove black Japan and other protective layers using kerosene, and then I give the plate a final clean with benzene. This ensures the plate is perfectly clean and ready for inking. Once the plate is prepped, I apply ink evenly across the surface, making sure it gets into every etched line. Then I carefully wipe off the excess ink, leaving it only the etched areas. Now it's time to take the print. I place the ink plate on the press, lay the paper over it, and run it through to reveal the final image. A culmination of all the precise work that went into creating the Aquatint print.